What up, everybody? It's your boy Plug and Play. Welcome to another top 10 video. I meant to upload this yesterday. I know I'm a day behind on my videos right now. I am slacking. I'm sorry. I'm going to get caught up hopefully tonight with the bounty video as well. I'm editing that as we speak. Right now we're going to talk about top 10 things that Sledgehammer Games did right. That is right. They're getting a lot of hate. They're getting a lot of shit. There's all these videos about everything that's wrong with Call of Duty World War II. It's time to shed a different side of the spectrum here, guys, and let you know 10 things they did right. Starting off number 10, guys, the hype was good and it wasn't overdone. With previous Call of Duties, we've been plastered with it. It's been everywhere. Granted, some of you might think that about this Call of Duty, but honestly, being on Facebook, being on Twitter, being on YouTube, I don't feel like the COD World War II hype was shoved down my throat. I think it was very well executed. I think it was advertised just enough, and I think the hype was good, and I think it was the perfect amount. It wasn't overdone. Number 9 on my list of things they got right, guys, is the Twitter trolling. There's none of it. We had a lot of Twitter trolling from Lee Ross, and a lot of people were all up on his dick, and he seemed to just enjoy teasing the community and getting reactions out of people and playing guessing games and dangling that carrot in front of us and seeing how much we could dance. And honestly, I was very insulted by that, which put a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't get any of that with Call of Duty World War II. Yeah, the developers were on Twitter, but it was mainly promoting the game, and it wasn't trolly. It wasn't overly secretive. It wasn't, you know, a guessing game, and they weren't playing mind games with us. And I really liked the fact that they respected us enough to not treat us like kids. Number 8, guys, previous Call of Duties have all gotten flack because the campaigns got shorter and shorter, and it was more focused on multiplayer and microtransactions. And while that may be true, I felt that this campaign was specifically special because it didn't glorify war the way previous Call of Duties were. They were fictional, they were in the future, it was easy to be entertained by the aspect of war and killing robots, and it wasn't personal. Call of Duty World War II, it's based on real events, where real people died, where real battles took place, and thousands upon thousands of people were killed. And I don't feel like Call of Duty World War II or Sledgehammer Games glorified that aspect of our history. I don't feel like they made it fun in the sense of, yeah, the game is fun to play, but I don't think they made the aspect of going to war and watching your friends die, they didn't make it fun. There was a very deep storyline, and I felt that it was very tasteful and very, very well done, and it respected that moment in our history. Number 7 on the list, guys, back to the social media aspect. I feel that Activision and Sledgehammer did and are doing a good job on customer service and being acknowledged on Twitter, acknowledging problems and being quick to address them. In previous issues on previous Call of Duties, you had to go to a forum that was oftentimes not monitored and they were slow to react. But with the onset of social media in the last, couple of Call of Duties, Activision and Sledgehammer have been very, very quick to acknowledge problems and address them. Yes, we know there were server issues at launch. It happens when millions of people try to go online at one time. Have you ever had a million or so odd people try to hit a website at one time? It goes down. There's no way to make sure that doesn't happen all the time. I think they addressed it very quickly. There were bugs in the game. They patched. They addressed these issues as soon as they possibly could. Just remember, guys, it takes time to write code. It takes time to implement and sandbox these patches and test them before they release them. And they did it as fast as humanly possible, I believe, in my opinion. And I think that credit should be given where credit is due. I think that their customer service was vastly improved with this Call of Duty. Number 6 on the list, guys. Contracts live at launch. How awesome is that? How many times have we bought a Call of Duty game and been promised contracts and they didn't come forever? I remember in Black Ops 3, we didn't get contracts for a long time. It is awesome. The Infinite Warfare, we didn't get contracts until the game was almost done and we were already getting ready for World War II, and we finally got zombie contracts. This is awesome to finally open a Call of Duty, play it on launch day, and be able to go up to the quartermaster and get contracts and start earning points immediately. It's so refreshing to have a game that's done and you can actually play it and do what you want and play contracts right away. Zombie contracts, that's another thing. Maybe they don't have them planned, maybe they do. But just the fact that they made sure it was implemented in the game shows me that they cared enough to pay that much attention to detail and they listened to their community. Number 5 on the list, guys, halfway through, one of my favorites. Everything in this game is unlockable. If I don't want to spend COD points and I don't want to worry about supply drops, I can still earn all the variant guns that I want. I can earn all the uniforms. I can unlock all the different grips and calling cards I want simply by collecting my payroll, playing the game, collecting the points, going to the quartermaster, and unlocking it. I don't have to worry about how am I going to get that shotgun that everybody's got because I can just get it. I don't have to whip out my wallet and spend $1.99 on a supply drop or COD points. Sure, they're going to be in the game. We know Activision loves their microtransactions, but they are not necessary in this game, and I love it. Number 4 on my list, guys, because I'm such a huge zombie player, I've been very particular about it, and I have to say that I love what they did with the storyline and the characters in the Final Reich and the Ghosting House. Now, I'm telling you this because I don't think a lot of people really focused on the story and the characters. People just jumped right in it, did the Easter egg, found the hidden secrets, grinding out these glitches and these high rounds, and just they're not paying attention to the story, which I think is amazing. I think it could rival Treyarch if Sledgehammer keeps up the good work on this story and the way that these characters are intertwined and all of their little sub-stories and second and third layers of this story. I'm very, very enthralled with this storyline, and I'm anxious to see where it goes, and I hope they continue the good work. Sticking with zombies for number 3, guys, I really am impressed with SGH's bold new ideas. They weren't afraid to break out of the mold. They got away from perk candies and perk machines, and they got different blitzes that you can change out. There's all kinds of different things in the zombie mode that are changed from previous versions of zombies, and I like the way that things look. I like the fact that they got rid of Jug or Tough Enough, and you've got this Geist Child stuff that you can rebuy. I like the fact that they're keeping some things but changing them just enough to where they're different, and they're experimenting. And you can see that in the zombies mode. They're experimenting, and they're not afraid to do it anymore because it's getting kind of bland. And I like the fact that it kind of breathes some new life into it. It's a different way of playing zombies. Number 2 on my list, boots on the ground. Finally, we all asked for it. Except for you scuff jumping faggots out there. We all asked for boots on the ground, and Sledgehammer delivered. And you know what? They delivered in a massive, awesome way. It could not be any better. I don't have to worry about shooting robots that are wall running and space jumping and double boost jumping, and I hate it. I'm so glad it's boots on the ground. And you know what? In time, I think this is going to prove to be one of the best Call of Duties ever made, simply because it brought us back to our roots. They listened to the community. This is one of the first Call of Duties that relied so much on feedback, and they actually listened to us. They gave us what we asked for, and it is awesome. Before we get to number 1, guys, show some love. Hit that like, comment, subscribe button down below. Help a small channel out in the big YouTube universe. Show your support. Number 1 thing Sledgehammer Games got right this year, guys: emblem editor at launch. It might seem very trivial to you guys, but trust me, having to wait months upon months to just upload or create custom emblems was aggravating. It is so nice, just like the contracts, to actually get it at launch. I was super stoked, and I still am to this day. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Plug and Play, guys. Peace.
Without bullets, I'll have to resort to stabbing!